Although Haley's my 5-year-old, 5.5-year-old if she asks. I said I included the half if she gets home and asks, chat. She loves birthdays. So lately she's been coming down or waking up every morning and bringing me a different stuffy and letting me know that it's that particular stuffy's birthday and she has to celebrate. Which given the size of the stuffy prison in her bedroom, there's a good chance she can get one for every day of the year. Or close to it.
Hey man, I'm cook.
This is funny. Yesterday they stuffy prison. I'll have to take a picture. Maybe on the next ad break I'll run upstairs and take a picture of it to give context to stuffy prison, but it is definitely a prison. It's if you haven't seen them before, it's like this almost floor to ceiling wooden structure with bungee cords top to bottom. It's taller. It's probably like 8 foot tall, almost 7.5, 8 foot tall. And then you can stack all of the stuffies up in them, and then the bungee cords keep them in, but you can still reach through them to pull out the ones that you want. Yeah, like the bouncy ball holders at Walmart. It's a good comparison. If you ever seen those, I'm gonna totally run up and take a picture in 30 minutes when we take an ad break. We just did one, so I'm not gonna do it now, but it's, yeah. They're all stacked up nice and clean. I think I want to copy Sable. You know what's something that I think doesn't get mentioned enough in the context of Snap? Is, could we give Sable her extra point of power back? Oh, we could copy Shou. Oh, that's actually much better, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's cooking. That's cooking for sure. We end on this and we copy Shou? Yeah, that's 100% blind. Sorry, finish my thought. So that's something to talk about enough. With there being so many more skills in the game and Sable bricking on skills, could we give her base point of power back or something back into her kit? Because she's just like very often incidentally just like doesn't do anything.
Hey, I found a rook.
And I feel like as the game continues to mature, that's only going to get more and more the case. Okay, I mean, like, Shou's looking real awkward here, yeah? Am I even playing him? Sure, yeah, you could have it so she impacts the top character of the deck, so that way she doesn't brick. That would be a good change too, I think. I think it's actually just this. And then we're just not playing the dragon. This deck probably needs a Black Swan. Kinda. So like, this is a good way to say it. When you look at this game and you're like, I need a Black Swan. If this deck was gonna play Black Swan, the Black Swan SWAT is Surge. So like, having a Black Swan in my deck wouldn't have changed the outcome of this game because I wouldn't have drawn her in the first 4 turns. And I've played a good bit of Bounce, and in general, I prefer Surge to Black Swan. I think she makes your deck a little bit more consistent. She cuts your high roll potential down, but raises your floor a bit. And I think we're just hoping this is good enough middle, because we'll get the Atlantis bonus too. They probably lose it. So the Surge slot in this deck is like your when you think about decks like this and making changes, you want to kind of classify in your mind what roles the cards in your deck play. So like in this particular deck, we have 3 cards that are a bounce roll, we have 3 cards that are a make a number roll, and we have 5 1-drops, and then we have 1 cost reduction roll. Oh, you know what? I won this game, but small sequencing thing like we were just talking about here. I should Korg before I Sable to make it less likely that there's a skill in their deck. Because if their top card had been a skill, we'd have lost this because we wouldn't have gotten the +2 here. Yeah, I should Korg first on the sequencing. Because of that Sable bricking with a skill that we talked about. I want to lead Iceman over Sable, because if they have a 2-drop and he hits the 2-drop, that can be game winning a lot of the time. Huge tempo loss if they only have 1. Yes, yeah, we saw a deafening chord in their thing.
News.
Unironically into Iron Patriot, I think. Not bad. All right, then Lockheed into Hood middle. Harsh, but fair. Iceman was adjusted to show you the card he hits in the patch the other day. Feels really good and clean. I like the change a lot.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Annie, are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay, Annie? And this is another game where it's kind of looking like I'm just not gonna be able to play Shou-Lao outright. This will return all of these to my hand, and then I brick a draw. Does bricking a draw matter? I'm not gonna brick a draw because Grand Central is gonna pull something into play. Final answer. Ooh, if they pull their Annie randomly into play, that's pretty bad for us because it kicks the Void across on the right. Okay, not Annie. Iron Patriot card. Oh, Lockheed hitting the hood again is sad. Actually, are we Lockheeding? Are we showing? I think we're showing, yeah. Yeah, their Annie is 6, which is great. I think it's just this, yeah? This is 12? I mean, yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks better than a Hitmonkey. Which that's kind of the slot it's in, right? So the Hitmonkey slot? That seemed good. Lockheed was good here too. Lockheed was a 2-5. Lockheed had bad variance, so it was still a 2-5. Yeah, the Iceman information was super useful there. Absolutely. Love the change to Iceman. Hey, Cautious. Happy birthday, buddies, to you. Actually, pause for the cause. I want to open on Hood, so that way I could go Sable Demon next turn. So that way I played 2 cards on 2 for Shou. Sequencing. I love cards that have deck building and in-game sequencing choices. They really just make things so. God bless America. My country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty. Are we Surgeon? Maybe we're Surgeon, actually. We might be Surgeon, actually. I'm a liar. Ooh, piece of candy. Do I want a copy of Falcon? Do I want a copy of Falcon or do I want a bounce Korg? I think I want a copy of Falcon. With decent draws, you go toe-to-toe with the Chamberlain. Yeah, I think Bishop and Lockheed can beat the Chamberlain. Famous last words. I'm gonna have another demon too, potentially. Okay, turn 5. My turn 6 is kind of awkward, is the problem. If I don't draw Shou, I kind of have a pretty limp 6. It might be wrong to play this demon. Well, if I draw Shou, I'm happy I did. So I can't play Falcon because I committed the demon. They gotta be cooked on the right, yeah? I'm gaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here.
I found the rock.
And I'm already bigger than them. I don't think their chamber beats this. God bless little Lockheed shit.
Victory.
That is real clean. The little dragon that could puff the magic dragon, yep.
Oh, snap.
I think we're definitely bishoping Brooklyn Bridge. And then we'll one drop into Beast on the right, says Local Man about to get Cosmoed, and then we can play out a bunch of ones and Falcon them back on 5 to crank the bishop up to the backs. We might be behind, but I'm not interested in playing Marvel. I don't have to mute people, chat! We deleted the emotes! I don't have to mute! Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful! Brings a tear here. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's so good! It's so good! It's gonna take so long to lose that reflex, it really is. Oh, that's real good. That's really good. Oh, man. What a turn. I'm really surprised they locked themselves in on the right. I guess they have a lot of points there, though.
I found a rock.
Unfortunately, I can only add 14 on the right, so they're big enough there. I think we're probably dead. Oh, these aren't free, they're visually bugged. Interesting. How big am I getting in the center? I'm gaining 12 there, up to 22, and then I'm gaining another 6 up to 28. Yeah, I lose to Infidon every time. Isan probably cooks us a lot of the time too. Oh, they don't have a generated card. Oh, they have a Valentina card. Do they? Yeah, they have a Valentina card. I think we're supposed to leave. I'm gonna leave. We'll play one more 6-6, hopefully. Lockheed and Bishop not quite enough to keep up that time.
Oh, snap.
I looked away. What did I hit? What did we hit there, gamers? I missed it. Cosmic Ghost Rider, God bless. This is close. Widow, thank you for the brand new Prime. Appreciate the support. Well, there's a lot of great folks you can send that to every month on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. They do not have any generated cards at the moment, right?
Opponent snapped.
I mean, we're probably cooked, but I just want to play a game.
Hey, I found a rook.
Their chamber is really big in the center, yeah? I wish I knew how big the chamber was. Wish I knew how big the chamber was. I'm adding 17 on the left. Oh, yeah. Fuck, we knew about that one. Man, I flipped heads that I should have flipped tails.
Hey man, I'm cool.
That sucks. We would have beat him if I'd have played for the right. Okay, I think I played this last turn wrong. So I think the line here is I'm supposed to how many points can I have put here? How many points can I put here without putting Shou's bonus here? Without putting Shou's bonus here, I can put 14, 17. I could put 20 here and they're at 22. I'd have to beat 22. They would be 8 less in the center if they don't play Cosmic Ghost Rider here, which would put them to 25. And I don't think I can beat. Oh, but my bishop would have gone if they hadn't Cosmic Ghost Ridered here, right? Okay, so that's what I should do. I should play for this while making sure I still win this lane if they have 4 here, and then they either win here and then I win here and here, or I win here and then I win one of these as well. Shou's feeling pretty okay here. I mean, kind of whelmed by Hitmonkey the last few times I played this archetype. And Shou's looked like a good amount of stats in a lot of these games that we played. Leroy, thank you for the half a year. Welcome back. We'd love to see some kitty gameplay with the variant that just dropped. FYI, there are a ton of kitty deck highlights up on the YouTube channel already. I believe the one from this morning and last night. I think we'll have one more at least later this week. Yeah, it's kitty pride season, kind of. Most Lockheed decks are kitty pride decks, I would wager. This is our first time playing Lockheed without kitty. I think it's this, and then we probably set up to Beast on 5 to have free cards on 6. I'm playing Lockheed with Clea. Does sound like a fun combo. I guess I could also Beast on 4 to then Toxin on 5. That might be it. So I could put a big Toxin in the Nexus. Sounds potentially fun.
I found a rock.
Oh yeah. Okay, so with Acid Arrow, I think I want a Toxin here. I think we do this, and then we'll Toxin with Sable over here next turn. Dodge a Cosmo. We can dodge a ball. Oh, had to say it. All right, your finest Falcon, please, deck. What's your take on Lockheed's power level? I think he's fine. I think he's 2-5 trivially and 2-7 or 2-9 often enough to be good. I'm gonna need to hold Korg, because if our top card is Bishop, I need a card here to play with Shou. Whew, and it incidentally plays around Barrage. God bless. I don't know if this is enough to actually win the game, but we played around it at least, so we've got that going for us. I always have Cosmo against our bounce. Like, yeah, people always like to talk about cards like Killmonger and Shadow King and Shang-Chi, but anybody who's, like, actually a bounce player knows that, like, Cosmo's actually the one tech card you usually can't play around and beat. Sometimes the other ones just get you, because tech cards are tech cards, but the one more often than not where you're like, well, if they've got the Cosmo, they've got the Cosmo, is Cosmo as far as tech cards go.
Hey, you found a rook. Hey man, I'm cool.
Oh man, by one singular point. Just every bit of the Buffalo. Sable took 2 points off of this one. Lockheed put -6 on the Nico. What a game. And we needed to hold the Korg so I could play it out. Dedicate that one to the Lockheed non-believers. He was a little 2-7 for us that game. Plenty chipper. All right, we need to take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts rip. We're definitely gonna bounce some more when we get back, so it wasn't completely embarrassing. I promised Chad a picture of the stuffy prison during the next ad break, so I'll be right back. BRB. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to tap the like button, gamers. Nine seconds to spare, 2 flights of stairs and take a picture. No problem, Jen. No problem. Stuffy prison's a little bit light at the moment because she had some friends over the weekend and they pulled some of them out around my house, but she can fill it to the top, believe it or not. But that is Haley's stuffy prison. It's taller than me, so it's like 6.5, 7 feet. It really is a prison. It is, yeah. Yeah, there's bungee cords like this down this other side too. And we didn't put them on the walls. Also, all sorts of them. Six or 7 feet of densely packed stuffies. Korg before Sable, you want to get the most chances to fully brick a draw.
I found a rook.
That's annoying. It's annoying because there's a lot of cards in my hand I really don't want them to pull. It's me, Haishin. Thank you for the 3 years. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Ugh. Okie dokie, artichoke. I've been so good this year, Ben.
Hey, I found a rock.
Can I win this flip? Ah. Oh, what a skill game, champ. You wish you were as good at Marvel Snap as I am. Insert Nico eating Sable joke here. It's a birthday prize. Woo! And a hood for the bar? Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely. You know, it's funny, we were just talking about making Sable better. Yeah, I'm big fan of Sable shouldn't. Big fan of Sable should hit the top character in their deck and not blank on skills. If they changed the templating of a few cards like that in recent memory, and she should absolutely get that treatment. Oh no! Putting the Iceman over there means I tie the rock with Hood. That's so unfortunate. Wasted. Ooh. Oh wait, that's a falcon too. God, the world is my oyster, chat. Good golly, it really is my birthday. Oh, if I do this one, I can't Shou though. Sometimes he shows the plus he's giving, and sometimes he doesn't. This is very annoying. Okay, so this is 13, and then this will be 25, but the Kid Omega can get bigger. This kind of looks like I'm gonna re-roll it though, so maybe I don't. Maybe I just tie it. I think I'm just gonna tie it. I think I'm just gonna tie it. Kid Omega triggered already. Oh, did he? That's fine. We went on. I think we Oh, we win it because they gave shit. Perfect, sweet. Cool. I think we were winning all three anyways, but that's fine.
Hey, I found a
Oh, they used Kid on Cassandra. You're super right. God, there were so many permutations there.
Victory.
My brain. My brain. It's so wrinkly. Gotta keep the brain exercises up, Chad, so I stay sharp now that I'm older.
Oh, snap.
Well, that's really annoying. so wrinkly. Thank you, Concrete. Appreciate the 19 months. Ooh, making their Phoenix Force worse is good for us. Man, I think it's just this, but I'm sad. I think it'd be so good if Adelaide wasn't here. So the way Falcon works, for those not familiar, is he bounces your 1-drops in the order you put them on the board. The problem with sequencing like this is I won't have the ability to guarantee a 1-drop next turn, which makes my Lockheed a touch worse. Kind of like doing this. Then I just never get Bishop down. I think I'm just not going to play 2 bounce cards this game. I'm lacking another source of stats is the problem here. We mulligan. I guess the downside to not bouncing last turn means I don't get another Iceman trigger. The locations work great for us, but I'm not super happy with my play. I should have leaned into being more disruptive, I think. Diffed here a little bit, unfortunately. Neither of these really have text. They just came out 2 power points of power ahead. I'm gonna do this so that way I can copy the demon for DC. See if Lockheed can win some 50-50s here to make their what's it called worse. Nice. Awkward sequencing, missing a point on Bishop, but I want to copy the demon, so I have another one of him. I do this, leaving myself the flexibility to Shou the Surge. We know they have Elixir here. Oh, I completely brain farted that Fenris can disrupt. I just completely brain farted that Fenris disrupts her thing. It just like wasn't even a thought in my mind. Do you think they play for the center or the right? This is worth plus 12, which means I'm getting plus 14, 16 in the middle. Everything is currently 9, meaning it goes to
I found a rock.
Victory.
my brain's bad, opponents is worse.
Victory.
I mean, their play was like exceptionally bad, right? I could see not playing around the Shou, I guess, but like you should assume I'm gonna add at least 4 points in the center, right? Like at a minimum, it's 2 bishops and a Lockheed. Yes, Lockheed was very good. It helped keep the zombie in check despite them getting a location to give those 50-50s. I love me a deck that's good enough to pull me through some bad beats. To set a low bar, Shou feels like an upgrade to Hitmonkey in this deck. Which, someone earlier asked if I thought Hitmonkey could go back to being a 2-0, and I snapped off no, but maybe I'm wrong. Lockheed's been pretty alright too. It's a scaling 2-drop. It's been a while since this archetype had a good scaling 2-drop. Like Collector, and Angela are all nerfed into the ground.
Opponent snapped.
Location's kind of annoying for us, but my hand's pretty good.
Snap.
I checked my spending. I went in for about $3,300 since the game released on Stat. Better than Dark Legion or Magic. Low bar. Oh my god, we iced their Airwalker. That's so good. Wow. Okay, and this actually isn't terrible either, because I'm gonna lose my Surge bonus most likely, but I get to play Nico over here, which means that I get the draw after Adelan happens. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Victory.
Iceman is such a more tactically satisfying card when you get to see what you're hitting with it.
Snap. Opponent snapped.
I can't imagine spending that much on a game without it being income source for someone like Jeff. I don't know. To contextualize $3,300 on Marvel Snap since it launched, like, that's less than $100 a month. And while I understand, you know, there are many people in a bad spot, especially if you're someone without kids or you make, you know, 100 grand a year or whatever it is you're making, spending $100 a month on something that derives you a bunch of entertainment really isn't a ton in the grand scheme of things. Like, I don't know, even if you're like a pretty responsible adult who like budgets and stuff, right? Like, you probably have an entertainment budget if you have bandwidth for that in your income.
Hey man, I'm Cook.
I am Iron Man.
It's very interesting to me, like, what constitutes as, like, normalized for spending money on entertainment and what constitutes as, oh my god, I can't believe you spend money on that type things. I suppose Surge is overall better here than Black Swan. I think those two cards fill a similar role, and I personally prefer Surge to Black Swan. I think I do this, but I put Demon here, so this way if I lose the left, they have to also put points here or here, because I'm 15 to 14 and then 6 to 4, so they can't just beat me here. Oh, they're Zolaing something. Gore. Yeah, probably beats me with the... Oh my god, is it only 36? Oh my god, it's only 36. Sick. I cannot believe we beat fucking Arnim Zola Gore. What a game.
Victory.
Just as a general note too, for people who aren't familiar or aren't aware, that I'm sure Wilker just did this, finding out how much they spent. But in Marvel Snap settings, you can click this little gear, and you can scroll down here, and you can hit request account data, and then it can take a little bit. I think it can take up to like half hour. I got mine pretty quick though. They'll send you a JSON file that has all the information Second Dinner has on you, and it includes a line that says income if you use a JSON viewer that'll tell you how much you've spent on, how much income you've generated for Second Dinner. And if you're someone who doesn't know how much you've spent on Marvel Snap, you should absolutely find out. And I say that as someone who's going to tell you I don't think it's a big deal to spend your entertainment budget on it, but like, you absolutely should have a budget and make sure you spend within your means. Set a budget and stick to it. It also tells you other fun stuff, like your 5 most played cards, which is great. Which, I'm out here living my own truth. My top 5 most played cards included Luke Cage, so, you know, play more Luke Cage gamers is what I'm saying. EJK, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a moderator so we're gonna go with that subscriber shield. Welcome back. I'm gonna play Hood on 1, so that way I can go Demon plus Iceman on 2. For Proving Ground, Silver, and generally Gold, I will always snap on 1, and if my opponent snaps me back, I'll treat it as though the game is best of 1. Is my general personal preference of how I treat it. If my opponent doesn't snap me back when I snap them on 1, I'll occasionally retreat because they're playing for longer, so I might as well play for longer optimally too. But that depends on the matchup as well. If it's a matchup that's kind of not fun to play, I won't do that either. Oh, that's great, right? Okay, the downside to doing this, though, is if I do Beast instead of this, I'm gonna brick a draw, right? Because I'm gonna add a draft card to my hand here as well. This also, playing 2 cards here also gives me the Shou trigger for the turn, which is pretty good. Hey, Jace, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay, then Beast is my last played card here, right? So I should... I'm gonna do this. I would like the record to reflect, I understand I'm incredibly biased when I say this because my job is attached to these types of games, so like, take what I'm about to say with an appropriate grain of salt. But I also think when people say things like, well, I've spent a lot on Snap for a video game, like, when people try and compare a live service game like Snap to traditional video games, it's a very disingenuous comparison because there are very few traditionally priced 20, 40, 60, 70, whatever your single price game is, an indie or whatever else it is, where like you get the amount of playtime out of it that you get out of a good live service game like Snap. So like, is Snap end up being multiple the price of a AAA game if you buy a season pass every month for 3 years? Sure, but you also probably played hundreds or even thousands of hours of the game over those years. Like, there's plenty of games that like I'm super happy with where they're a traditional game and I bought them for, you know, $60 and I played them for 30 or 40 hours and then I was done. And it's like, I enjoyed it. I don't think that was a bad deal to spend $60 and get 30 or 40 hours out of it. But when I look at the dollars to hours spent ratio, it's very similar to Marvel Snap. And that's kind of the lens I view these types of games through, where the ones, and in fact, the other games, the games I don't do for my job, like say Genshin Impact's a good example, right? Like I've probably spent, I don't know my exact number on Genshin offhand, but it's probably somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 on Genshin Impact over the last 3 or 4 years that I've played it. And if I look at the number of hours I've played in Genshin Impact, I've paid less dollars per hour to play Genshin Impact as a hobby over the last 3 years than I did for a $60 game that I played for 30 hours. And that's kind of how I view it, right? Like, and there's some exceptions to that rule, right? Like there's occasional single purchase games like, you know, Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk or whatever that go way further and you put more hours into them. But those types of games really tend to be the exception rather than the rule. Would Mad Thinker be good in this deck rather than Silver Sable? Absolutely not. If you're missing Silver Sable and want a budget replacement, America Chavez is perfectly fine. Yeah, and that too, Papa Bros. Everyone's financial situation is different. For some people, you don't have $100 a month to spend on entertainment, and then that's different for you, right? Like,
Oh, snap.
painfully aware that I, you know, have plenty of privilege and can afford to spend 100 or 200 bucks a month on whatever my entertainment fancies are for that month, whether it's some money into a video game like Genshin or Snap or something else that I'm doing, going to the movies or whatever else. Has Sable gotten worse as there's more spells in the main decks? Absolutely, but I think she's still good. That's why I'm playing her. What a weird little flash of an animation on him. That was strange. And, you know, I've talked about this before, too. One of my pet peeves is when I see content creators who are fortunate enough to do games like Snap as a full-time job like me, they try and balk or make a big deal out of how much money they've spent on Marvel Snap because they want to feel like one of the people and act like they've spent too much and Snap is so expensive. And it's like, even if you look at my crazy amount of Snap spending because it was my job and like had multiple people cheering into it and other stuff and me spending because it's my job, when I go to my accountant every year and they file my taxes, the first couple of years I worked with them, they were always like, these are all your expenses? This is it? They're always very confused at like the percentage of my income that like the amount of expenses I have in proportion to the income that I make. They're like, that's really not a lot. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not. You know, you'll see someone getting millions of views on YouTube, making tens of thousands of dollars a month in ad revenue, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe I spent $1,000 on the game that's making me tens of thousands of dollars in a month. And it's just like, huh, really? It's a relatively even Black Vortex. And for people that aren't familiar or haven't heard me talk about the ratios before, it's not always 100%. But generally speaking, if you're doing long form YouTube content like is common in the card game space, like I do, usually about 300,000 views on YouTube turn into about 1,000 USD in ad revenue. So if you have a channel doing 1 million views in a month, usually it's somewhere in the 3,000 to 4,000 USD range. And there's some asterisks there because like what's it called? Like shorts revenue is slightly different than traditional views, but pretty consistently across all my YouTube channels over the years, 1 million long form views turns into somewhere between 3 and 4 grand in my experience.
The throne.
So the Killmonger got played here, which is great for us, but Deadpool seen better days. They did kill a Moira, so they could have another Killmonger in their hands here. And if they have another Killmonger here, we're definitely in trouble because I didn't draw Beast or Toxin. A lot of the times you can bob and weave around the Monger, but Thanks, Hollywood Polo. I'm gonna be honest, chat. We started playing this deck today with like, I want to just make sure I play bounce to say I did it. I'm not expecting it to be good. And this really feels like it's punched above my expectations. Shou has felt genuinely good and better than Hitmonkey, and Lockheed's been fantastic for me. All right, now if we can dodge a Killmonger, we can dodge a ball. When you open your personal data in a JSON viewer for the Snap thing, you want to Control F for revenue is the keyword you're looking for. Okay, so Toxin here means I kind of have the ability to play around a second Killmonger. Do I do that? I feel like I should. I feel like it's my lose condition, yeah? It's a little bit less total points on the board, but I feel like they're pretty cooked if they don't have it. And do I just not play for here? Just not play for the center? Oh, they didn't play for the center either. Okay. Yes, this is the last turn. I don't want them to be able to like I don't want them to Killmonger me out of my Shou bonus or Killmonger me off of these demons and stuff. I am so smart. SMRT. It's tough to fit in the room with my brain sometimes, Chad. It's so wrinkly. This card's good, chat. Holy, that was plus 12 from Shou there. Plus 12 from Shou is really, really good. Okay, so let's talk about this deck. If you are a bounce enjoyer and want to take a look at Poo, I think there's a good bit of flexibility in the higher series cards in this deck. So I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, small sample size, but I kind of feel strongly that Shou is the best payoff you can play in this deck. It outperformed Hitmonkey in most of those games. It was very, very good. Toxin is not negotiable. You need 3 bounce cards if you want to play bounce. Surge is a cost reduction card. I think she's the best, but I think it's close between her and Black Swan. So if you have Black Swan, you can play that here. If you're missing Surge and Black Swan, I definitely pick up Surge and not Swan. She's more flexible. I think you could maybe play like Hope Summers in this slot, just something to give you extra energy, but I think Swan or Surge are ideal. I like Lockheed. I think I would play Lockheed again. Lockheed was very passively a 2/5 and was very regularly a 2/7 or a 2/9. I liked it a lot. That being said, I think Lockheed is absolutely less important than these 3 higher series cards. So if you're like, I want to play this and I want minimal investment, these three are pretty good. Lockheed could be another stat scaling card. Angela is okay, and Collector's probably what I'd play here. Collector with your hood and your 3 bounce cards is gonna be a 2/5, pretty consistently, occasionally bigger than that. Synergizes with some locations. So don't play Thena. Thena wants you to play exactly 2 cards, and you play more than 2 cards a lot in this deck. Bishop is significantly better than Werewolf by Night in this archetype, in my opinion, because Werewolf by Night requires you to spread your cards out around the board to chase it, which makes bouncing full lanes with Beast and Toxin significantly more awkward. Last higher series card, Silver Sable. You could definitely replace her with America Chavez. There's going to be games where Chavez is better than her. I think, again, she's ideal, but I honestly wouldn't recommend spending resources on her. You can just play Chavez. I guess Nico's a Series 5, but I'm gonna be, this is Jeff Hoagland's higher series card advice. If you spent tokens and didn't get Nico Binaru or Merlin, you fucked up. Keep an eye on your shop. Earmark 12,000 tokens for them. They go in so many decks. They're unique, they're powerful, they're fun. You should buy Nico, you should buy Merlin. And I know you gotta wait for the annoying shop rotator to go through it, but they are cards that are very, very good additions to your Marvel Snap collection. You absolutely should earmark resources for them and pick them up. That was fun. Iceman lets you leverage information so much better. Now getting to see the card is great. And Korg, I think Korg is an incredibly underappreciated card as a purely disruptive element. He's one of those cards that it's hard to feel the impact of because you don't know when you're breaking your opponent's draws. But Korg and Iceman are the cards that let this style of deck beat things like Man Spider and other bigger decks because you just beat them by making them less consistent. So this deck absolutely cannot compete with like a Man Spider deck in terms of pure points, but on the back of Iceman and Korg, you'll be more consistent than they are while making a smaller numbers at your absolute peak. This is an archetype that benefits from being able to bob and weave and frequently play around tech cards. Like we saw me duck that Killmonger expertly in that last game, and then you play into other combo decks with these disruptive cards. Lots of people, when I see other folks play Bounce, these are two of the first cards that they cut, and I think that's an incredible mistake. These are locked and loaded, two of your best one-drops. You should play them. Every game plan goes to shit when you have a rock thrown in your face. Absolutely. Yes, yeah. When you're getting these effects more than one time, their value goes up even more. 100%.